Is there some sort of authenticity to being from New York? Are you keeping it real? Like, are you a real kind of person or cooler than thou because you're from New York?
I mean,
Yeah, you just said yes. I roll said it all.
I mean, like when I went to Italy, and I said I'm from America, all they asked about was California and New York, so clearly that means something.
Stereotype. That's just being judgmental. Give some down
Is there a logo that comes along with being a New Yorker? Like, what defines a real New Yorker? How do you know it's like straight new era, fresh tags on, authentic?
It's natural, something natural, It's in the blood, I was born here, born and raised all my life, it's all I know.
A lot of born and raised New Yorkers, they have that like New York minute mentality where it's like, yo, I don't have any money, all right, I'm gonna go hustle. All right, I'm gonna go do this. All right, I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna do this.
Are New Yorkers kind of rude?
I don't know that they're rude. I just think that people have things to do and places to go, and everywhere you go, there's a gazillion people. So it's like if you had pleasantries with every single person that you came across, you would be hoarse by the end of the day.
Yeah.
So,
or like you'd probably have like some sort of like virus or STD. Yeah, it's a dirty city.
I feel like New York, it's just, you can shove someone and go get your food and it's all the same. It's all good. Nobody's going to scream at you for it, and everyone just coexists. Yeah. And as much as we have problems and issues and everyone thinks they're, however they are better than someone else, it's nice to see that everyone can just cohabitate, period. It's a wonderful thing.
I think that we live in a really special bubble inside New York City. Like, I run into you wearing 8 watches on your arm and you're going into Fat Radish, and it's like, wow, I know that guy, great. And then if we were to leave this context, all of a sudden we're weird. And I think we definitely feel that, like, there's these art fairs that happen in other cities where you're around a lot of art people and you're like, yeah.
Chicos everywhere.
Yeah, it's weird for me to walk into the bathroom because you don't think I'm a woman. But in New York City, it's never an issue. Nobody ever says, hey, this is the women's room. But
you're a woman? Oh my God. Is there something to the whole keeping it real and being associated, like, as a New Yorker? Like, New Yorkers are really all about, like, oh, I'm keeping it real. They say it just like that, too.
Majority of New Yorkers, real New Yorkers, are degenerates.
Yeah.
All right? It's living on the system, living on rent-controlled apartments. The people who sustain the city come from elsewhere, and they keep it real. I don't consider keeping it real hanging on the street corner all day.
That's true. Yeah.
Smoking Newports and... which I love.
Are you really, it sounds like you're really just complaining about your neighbors. Is it okay to let New York change you, or is it just almost a natural part of living here?
I think it's important to embrace any community that you live in. So I think that what I picked up from New York is the aggressiveness, the quick, the on point, the go-getter spirit. But I think it's also important to really hold on to who you are as a person and your upbringings. And that's what I hold on to from West Virginia. I hold on to the countryness, the niceness, the walking past someone and saying hello. You don't get that in New York. You'll live on the block for 10 years and never even know your neighbor because they don't speak. People walk past you. It's like, and at home, you see somebody fall, you're taught to help them up. In New York, you like, mind your business, you might get shot.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I just laugh at them and then take an Instagram picture. How long have you been in New York?
almost 2 years.
2 years?
Mm-hmm.
How long do you think it takes to be considered an official New Yorker?
I've heard 8 years. Yeah, so I'm about 6 away.
How long have you been here?
6 years, and I always hear it's the 10-year theory. You can't say it until you've been mugged, or you can't say it. When I say home, this is home. So for me,
I think it really comes down to the personality. Like it's one of those things where the moment I landed, after my first prostitute, I was like, shit, this is pretty affordable.
Here. Yeah.
Do you ever fall into that sort of debate of, are you a real New Yorker? Like, what does it take to be real New Yorker?
No, I don't really give a shit. I live here. So.
Spoken like a true artist.
That's it. You pay rent here, you pay their taxes, you a New Yorker.
Do you think that this new batch of people, this constant influx of movement into the city, that people respect the history and what it means to be a New Yorker?
I mean, if we want to get on the topic of gentrification and people moving in and just sort of acting like they discovered the neighborhood and, getting rid of the urban bistro and then replacing it with an urban-inspired bistro. But I just think it's disrespectful that people come in and put their stupid chain restaurants in the middle of these gorgeous blocks with tons of local businesses. Yeah. It rubs me the wrong way.
It's like, oh my God, this neighborhood's so cool. The only thing that would make it cooler is a Top Shop, a Chase Bank on the corner, and then my Starbucks.
Yeah, and a Dwayne Reed, no shade, but the truth is, there are local pharmaceutical, businesses that have existed in these neighborhoods for a lot of years, and you're driving them out with your stupid low corporate prices. It's whack.
Do you feel that you're a part of the gentrification?
Absolutely, yes. And I live in Bed-Stuy. I think it's the second most gentrified pocket in Bed-Stuy that I live in, but I'm absolutely part of the gentrification.
What's your take on being a part of that movement? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Is it just kind of what happens in a city like this?
So I live there because that's what I can afford, and that's the bottom line. And I like it around there. But I also appreciate that recently a nice coffee shop opened, and I can get a latte.
Starbucks?
No, it's an independent one.
Oh, then I'd never drink there. Love me some corporate Starbucks. Getting that sponsor anytime soon now. Would you consider yourself a part of the gentrification?
I don't know. I guess it just depends on how you would categorize me racially, I suppose. But I don't see myself as somebody who's coming in and trying to work my agenda on a neighborhood. I'm trying to come in and sort of fit in with the rhythm of the way things are going, kind of like a double dutch, let me just, hop in. I don't want to be a part of the problem. I want to be respectful. I want to patronize the local businesses and make sure that I'm going to the corner store bodega instead of the 7-Eleven.
Keep it, their liquor stores instead of the other people's liquor stores, their gun stores instead of the other people. Well, more so the pawn shops. There's not many gun stores here in New York. Harlem is going from black to beige real quick. How do you feel about this new set of people that are moving in?
I'm cool with it.
I love it. I embrace it.
Okay. It's the world we live in. I'm not really. I've never been a real big color person. I don't really do words that take offense to words. Just be you. As long as you're real with me, I'm good. Respect me, I respect you, and we go by.
I need you to be more angry. I need angry black people here. Just out of curiosity, how do you feel about all of the tourists and such coming into Harlem?
Everybody's a tourist. We were all immigrants in America, okay? 99% of us were not born in America.
Do the natives of Harlem have a right to be upset with the people moving in and gentrifying their neighborhood?
They do not.
They don't?
No, because Harlem was originally white. In case anybody didn't know. Yeah. See, don't start pigeonholing tourists or strangers. Everyone is different. They're nasty tourists and they're nice tourists. A couple of the other day said, oh, we can't get into the church. We came all the way from Argentina. I said, well, you know how to get back.
Boom cha.